You are now listening to the Gradient Radio, an open space to converse about creativity with creatives. And I'm your host, Antonio Knox. And today we have a special guest, Smyth.
What's up?
It was good, brother.
How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. It's glad to have you on.
Good to be here, bro. Very happy to be here.
Yes. It's a pleasure, and I'm sure everyone is going to enjoy this conversation here.
I'm ready.
For those people who may not know who Smyth is, could you give us an introduction?
Yeah. Like you said, my name is Smyth. I'm an artist from North Chesterfield, Virginia. Kind of based in Richmond, Virginia, so right, same area. But that's who I am. I'm part of Kidz At, and that's really me. Yeah, performer, artist. I do it all. Yeah.
So how did you get your start?
I got my start through the ciphers, through Rap Elite. I hit Radio B up. He kind of gave me my first opportunity at VU. There was like a hip hop symposium platform. Ricky Parker had kind of put it together. So I pulled up, and there was a lot of heavy hitters. They were like, I don't know, bro. I was like 16 or so. He's like, there's a lot of heavy hitters, bro. You got to come prepared. It was like Fly Anakin was rapping. I think Radio was in the cypher. Kane was in the cypher. Michael Millions was there. But that was my first time, because I had been fans of these guys. So it was my first time being in person with them and also performing in the city.
Yeah.
So pulled up, did that. I have a funny little story about that. I actually had planned out to diss like three, like Fly Anakin, Michael Millions, and it was somebody else.
Damn, so you trying to go that 50 Cent route?
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna pull up. I'm like, how do I get them to remember me, respect me, kind of like fuck with the energy? I was like, yeah, so I'm gonna pull up. So I spit my little diss, and Fly Anakin, he came up, he was like, he mad chill and shit. He was like, I fuck with that shit, bro. Not a lot of people would get up and do that shit. I fuck with that. Michael Millions came on, he was like, yeah, I fuck with that shit. So yeah, it was cool. Like, that was my first time I kind of got showed love in the city and got to show off what I did. And then ever since that, that kind of throughout that year, I think that was like 2018, I kept doing more ciphers, and then that led up to me actually winning the opener slot for Flag on the Moon 4, I think it was. So I did Flag on the Moon 4, and that was my first opportunity to really show my music and my performance style and what I want to do with my art. So it was my first opportunity in the city, and then ever since then I kind of just kept building Kidz At with my team, just kept building Kidz At, and gone on to do our own shows. I dropped my debut mixtape, North Chesterfield, and then in this year, 2021, dropped the deluxe version of that. And we've been doing shows all year, just getting bigger and better. Yeah.
No, y'all definitely getting bigger and better.
Always. There's like 10 of us now. It's crazy. Started with me and Earth Tone, and now it's like 10 of us. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
It's beautiful.
That's a testament to like what you guys are creating.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you remember that moment when you first decided to step into this direction, to become an artist, to become a musician?
Yes and no. I don't know. I don't know when it clicked, for real. I remember writing songs, because me and the homies, we would rap in school. Like, we would write little verses, kick them at lunch, kick them in the classroom and stuff like that. That was before Rap Elite, before I was doing any of that. And then I remember eventually writing my first song, and then writing, which your first song isn't the one you put out. It's like you write your first song, you sit with that for a while, and then you get to that one, you're like, I'm ready to put it out. So I made my first song, not wrote, but like the first song I completely made, put that out on SoundCloud. And I remember it was like 2017, I think. It was like July 4th or July 5th or I think maybe July 3rd I put it out. Because I remember on July 4th, I was looking at the streams on SoundCloud. That was like peak SoundCloud era. So I was putting stuff out through there. And I remember, I don't know, I think it was an algorithmic thing. I don't know if that's how the word, I think that's what it was, but it like blew up. It's my first song I ever put out, and that shit blew up. Like, I think I was refreshing on like July 4th, and it was like 6,000 listens already. I'm like, shit. I think it got up to like 10,000, like that first month or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, damn. And that was the first time that I was like, damn, it's possible. Like, I can do it.
Yeah.
So God, the algorithm, whatever helped me, whatever like proved to me that it was possible. Thank you, because that's kind of what kept me going.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if those views wouldn't have showed and that instant gratification wouldn't have been there. I don't know if I would have really kept going. Because after that, I was already in. Like at that point, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. And even when the views and the listens wouldn't come, I just remember back to that first time where I was like, no, it's possible though.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible, right? I don't know why this got 200 listens, but I know I can get 10K because I just did.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, that's kind of what's fueled me this whole time, is that I know that it's out there and it's possible.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where my progression and drive has kind of come from, I think, is that I know it's there and I know I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember reading a book a couple years ago, and it spoke about like good omens and bad omens.
Yeah.
And basically, like, when you do something, there are signs around like the things that you do. So like when you started your career, there were good signs. Like when you put your music out, there were good signs indicating that you should continue to go forward, right? You should continue to go in the direction that you're going, because it's many great things can happen along the journey when
for sure
when you choose a direction.
I'm a very firm believer in that.
Yeah. And I saw like a couple weeks ago you posting like what is it? Angel numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Angel numbers, and it seems like you are really keen to like looking out for signs in that too.
Our whole team is very sign based, and you know, you believe what you want. I believe in a lot of different things. I believe in those signs. I believe in God. I believe in, you know, I have a belief system that kind of works for me, and I look out for those things, and I try to be pretty in tune with myself spiritually, and also what the universe and the world's trying to show me.
Yeah.
I try to listen to that. And honestly, I mean, I'm not completely where I want to be with that, but I recognize that it's a very important part of, you know, our human experience.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So let's talk about the formulation of Kidz At Play.
Yeah.
You know, because you said it started with 2 people, you and Earth Tone.
It did, yeah.
And now you have a group of 10 individuals.
10, yeah.
So
and I'm going to say all their names in a few seconds, and I'm hoping I get them. I'm going to try to get them. I might look off camera. But yeah, so it was me and Earth, and we weren't shit. like to be honest, it was me doing my music and us doing the videos and things like that, and him just helping me with every single thing we wanted to do. And I knew I wanted to be an artist, and he knew he wanted to be an artist, but he didn't quite know what he wanted to do. So he had produced, he had rapped, he had held the camera, he kind of did everything, and then just in this past year or so, he really took to DJing and live sound, and he's been killing that.
Yeah.
Like, he's the best at it. I'm a firm believer in that. He's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one. But yeah, so it was us, and then through high school, we just kind of developed a friend group. And that friend group kind of ended up seeing what we were doing and slowly getting more and more involved and just helping what we wanted to do creatively and what we wanted to do with Kidz At Play. And so part of that friend group was Jacob, JPM, J. Louie, Earth. Is that everyone that was in the group? Yeah. So yeah, that was like that turned into like the four or 5 of us that were they were helping us just on our projects, videos we were doing, things, set building, stuff like that. And as time went on, they just got more and more involved. It was 2019. I went to New York for a film festival because that's what I did in high school. So my documentary got selected, whatever. Went to New York, met NHP because his film also got put in the film festival. So we took to each other. We were like, yeah, we both saw we were fly. We were like, okay, let's talk to each other. And he asked me, I said I make music. He says, are you a rapper? Like, you make music, or you make like SoundCloud rap? Like, what? And I showed him my music, and he was like, okay, no, this is really good. We're like, okay, word. So we ended up being in the same hotel, and we were on a school trip. Shout out Miss Bernash. I don't really know how much you know, but we were on a school trip, and we were staying at a hotel, so we had to sneak out of the hotel because we weren't supposed to. So it was like 2 in the morning. We're like 3 blocks from Times Square, so we snuck out, and that's kind of how the Hammer Pants video became what it did. So that was my first interaction with NHP, and so that next year we stayed in contact, put the video out, whatever. Next year, 2020, January 1st, we sat down. That friend group sat down. We had some girls, like our girlfriends and stuff. They left, and it was just the guys. And we sat down at Jacob's mom's house, and we looked at each other, and we were like, okay. Jay Louie, and I'll never forget what he said. He said, we bullshit. He said, there's no reason Kidz At Play shouldn't have a website, because this is stuff that me and Jacob kind of, well, not even yet. Me and Willem, me and Earth. I'm sorry, I'm putting everybody legal out there. That's some stuff that me and Earth had talked about that we really wanted to get merch rolling, to get the website going, things like that. So we sat down, we said we bullshit. Louie's like, we need to do these things. Jacob said, okay, let me step in. Let me do some more business side of the stuff. Louie said, let me do some more like graphics. And he actually is the one who designed our balloon logo. So that year, that year of 2020, we locked in and we started going hard. So that January, we got the website up. February, Noah came back. We shot 5 or 6 videos. Or that was the first time he actually came to Richmond. Shot 5 or 6 videos in like 5 days, just to put out throughout the year. Then COVID happens. We locked down, but we all got in the studio. We made North Chesterfield happen. Ended up putting that out. Noah came back in August. We did Highway 47. Did that big production. And then by that time, Noah's like, I need to move here. He's like, I think this is where I need to be. And we need to get Kidz At Play off the ground and get it really going. On a visual side, a content side, and now he's kind of on a marketing side as well. So our team really got formulated at the top of 2021. Noah got here, and we started rolling hard, just going crazy.
Yeah.
And so now it's 10 of us. It's myself, Smyth, Marquise, Quincy, JPM, Louie, Earth, Jacob's cousin, B-Dog, Vaughn, Noah, NHP, and H3 Riz, Eddie Solis.
Yeah,
man, and many names. Yeah, we got 100 names for ourselves too. So that's crazy. Yeah,
that's incredible. You know, the power of team and the power of delegation.
Right.
So one person doesn't have to do one thing
right
all themselves. You have this team, and you kind of come together as like the Avengers ultimately. And
yep. No, we were. That's crazy. We were just talking about that. We are definitely the Avengers.
Yeah, that's incredible, bro.
Right.
Y'all definitely going to go far if y'all continue to stay together
Mm-hmm.
and like work together.
I know that.
Yeah. So can we speak to about like your first mixtape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
North Chesterfield.
Right.
Like, and how that came to be, and kind of like a little bit about the process.
Yeah. Lord. So yeah, I had some songs together, and I was like, I need to drop something. I need to get these songs out. COVID happens, and we're all on lockdown. But around that time, we're also like, okay, well, it's work time. There's nothing else to do. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. So around that time, we're like, okay, we're Kidz At Play. We know that much. We know we have all this music, and we know we need to keep going, even though the world is not going at all. So we start something called Live from the Pantry. And that was basically like a YouTube series about, I don't know, our skits and vlog style stuff. Just kind of documenting what we were doing at the time. Something for us to continue to do creatively, keep our creativity going. But then also something to just keep fans engaged and keep people engaged while they're at home. So we started doing that, and that name comes from Marquise and Quincy's crib. We made everything in their pantry, in their parents' house. And that's actually where North Chesterfield ended up being made, because that's where the computer setup was in there. So throughout that summer of 2020, we were just locked in a pantry, filmed the whole process. We have everything filmed, kind of have a documentary put together. But that was really the process, was just us 8 being together every single day through COVID, and only seeing each other, and just coming together as friends, because that was the first time that all of us were together as friends as Kidz At Play, coming together as a company, coming together as a creative house, coming together musically, just coming together. That was our as bad as that year was, that was a beautiful year for us because we were able to come together and really get to know each other on so many different levels. So that's where Kidz At Play was made, and that's also where North Chesterfield was made, just being locked in throughout COVID, getting that done, and then putting it out was all through COVID. Yeah.
So what was that process like afterwards? Because after, making North Chesterfield, or just kind of like in the process of, you guys started to like just do shows and just many different types of events.
Yeah.
And it seemed like within like the city, you guys started to create like a big buzz for yourself.
Yeah. Afterwards was kind of a blur, to be honest. I just remember we got it out. Promo was rolling because we had got a lot of different artists involved in making posters for each track. That's kind of how we rolled out the songs, and rolled out the track list, and also rolled out the project. It was kind of killed a lot of birds with one stone type of thing. So we really focused in on rollout and just what we could do with social media. And I think that was one thing that really got our buzz up, was keeping that daily engagement of I posted every single day. Like, I posted every single day with new content, a skit, a poster, and a song, and a preview of the song. So people were getting a big, like, chunk of creativity every single day leading to the full project.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the engagement came from that. And then by the time it was time to, like, start easing back outside, people were so acquainted to what we were doing on social media that it translated so well, because people were eager to get outside and start doing small little events like album releases and like little shows. Our first show that we did was actually not until 2021. So throughout putting the project out, we couldn't really even do anything till the next year, which was kind of hard.
Yeah.
But it was just all about easing back outside, getting used to being in a small, even a small crowd was kind of scary at that point, but easing back into doing live music with everybody being in masks and everybody being social distance, like, that was a whole new concept that we were trying to, okay, how do we adapt? And that was really the whole process through being in COVID, being through lockdown, and then coming back outside, is like Kidz At Play being able, every artist and Kidz At Play as a whole being able to adapt to what the world was. That was our superpower, I think, and that was the only thing that kept us stable and growing buzz rather than declining in buzz.
The people who are adapt are the people who are the ones who continue to stay alive, continue to thrive, and continue to go forward with like anything in life. So that's amazing that you guys saw like what was going on and became adaptable to like the times.
It's like, what do we do? You know what I mean? It's like, can't get in person, so we gonna have to hit them where we can. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
like those backyard concerts was like crazy.
Yeah.
I also saw like I think I went to like either the first one or the second one, but I also saw like you guys continue to do it like afterwards, and it seemed like the crowds got larger and larger.
Yep. Yeah.
How did that feel?
Bro, I tweeted something. Everyone's posting their Spotify Wrapped, and I've had a weird year with music. I put out like the deluxe, so I put out really like 2 new songs, and then I guess now at the time of this interview, now Drug Use is out. So it's like I've only dropped 3 or 4 songs. So I haven't really cared too much about like my Spotify numbers and stuff like that. But I tweeted, I said the only numbers I'm tripping off, and I posted pictures, and I'm like, bro, our crowds are crazy, bro. Like, the crowds have been beautiful, bro. I love doing the shows. I love playing with the band. And going from like complete nothing, like live music being nothing, to now seeing what we were able to cultivate through the top of the year and then into the summer with Orange Ice, like, bro, it's beautiful. Like, I'm so blessed and happy to be here. And bro, I don't know. I love it. I love it.
It seems like COVID was a blessing for you guys.
Yeah,
in many ways, kind of like strangely.
Yeah,
because it allowed you to grow.
it feels so like bittersweet to say that,
Yeah.
because we did have losses in our family. Honestly, like to be real, I had a loss in my family, but it showed on a personal level. It showed the importance of family too.
Yeah.
It showed the importance of what matters. You know, when you don't have it, what you really care about.
Yeah.
But then it was also a blessing for the kids to come together. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of blessing in disguise moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So two things. During the process of making North Chesterfield to coming into 2021, you dropped the night.
Yeah.
Out of it.
I did.
Why did you drop the last name?
Yeah. Huh. Well, I think, okay, so I didn't want to put the deluxe out, right? We were in a situation where I needed to make a deluxe, kind of some like label talk a little bit, something that kind of fell through. So I made the deluxe based on that, because that's what they wanted, was that I needed to put a deluxe version. That was part of the deal that we were kind of like discussing. So I made these songs, and the deal falls through, and I'm like, well, damn, I still have these songs, but I'm really ready to move on. I really want to get to what I see for myself, which is like using more of my voice, getting more into production, changing my writing, changing my style. Like I had a vision for where I wanted to be, and I think that all went into the name change a little bit, which honestly it didn't change too much, but I'm still the same person, you know what I mean? But I put out the deluxe, and I was like, yeah, I like it. The songs are really good, but that's not where I see myself being. And I, interesting enough, had the opportunity to really cultivate who that person is through working with the band.
Yeah.
So y'all haven't really even got to see too much of where I'm going yet.
Yeah.
Just because the only time you've got to see that is at the live shows. That's the only place I've been able to show my progression and who I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that maybe answers the question.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to move on. I like the symmetry of Smyth.
Yeah.
I don't know, that Y in the middle, it creates a nice symmetry. It's all capital letters. It's just a nice stamp. I just see me able, if I made a stamp out of it, I can just stamp it on everything I do.
Yeah.
And that's how I see where my name is right now.
Yeah.
Because I want to do everything.
Yeah.
I came up doing film. I'm interested in doing film, modeling, acting, obviously the music side. Also, on the music side of things, I also see myself as a producer as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to put my stamp on everything I do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that name comes from. That's what I see for it.
Yeah, no, I like it, bro.
Yeah.
I love it, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
You know, you spoke about labels.
Yep.
Could you tell me what is Nevada Records?
Yeah. So Nevada Records is a label I'm on right now. It's just an indie label based in Las Vegas, and that's where I am right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recently signed that deal.
Yeah. What was that process like?
Scary, honestly, bro. And this is me being candid, bro. It was scary because I had been through a label situation at the top of the year, and top of the year I'd say, and it wasn't like what you imagine, right? It's like you imagine like you're in a room, you're popping champagne, you're like, oh my God, we made it. And it was kind of a reality check for the industry as we were moving, Jacob and myself were moving together through that and really learning the in and outs of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a reality check, like, no, this is kind of what it's like, especially with somebody just where my success level is right now. It's like we really had to reevaluate what we wanted. And so honestly, I wasn't looking for a deal. But then this opportunity came across, and it provided resources that I thought made sense.
Yeah.
So that's why we ultimately went with Nevada. Yeah.
Now that you're signed, what happens now?
I mean, honestly, like, I think people have this thing in their head that everything changes, right? But I'm really, it's more the same, bro. More the same at a way bigger level. I think the people at Nevada, shout out Nigel Zealer, shout out Amy Stevenson. I think they really kind of see my vision, and that's the part of why I went with them. That's a kind of cool thing. NHP's dad actually knew Amy Stevenson. She's a head A&R over there. So that's kind of how that whole connection happened. We met in New York, did a couple studio sessions, and just through those sessions, they were really able to see where I was coming from, and I got to know them as well. And I think that's really where we start from here. Is like they provide the resources I need. They get, the billboards, they get the posters and on playlists and all that type of stuff. All those like things that just artists need.
Yeah.
They kind of handle that, and Kidz At Play still makes everything. So that's kind of how the deal's set up. Is like I have a record deal. Smyth, as the entity, has a record deal with them, and then it's a partnership deal with Kidz At Play.
Yeah.
So more the same at a bigger level. I get the music out, get consistent with the music, and that's really my plan. That's our plan. I don't want to get into everything, but generally that's the plan. Yeah.
You have a song that just dropped out.
Yep.
That just came out.
Yes, sir.
Could you speak to that process and the evolution of Smyth with that record?
Yeah. So Drug Use is out now. And yeah, I pushed myself, bro. I'm very happy with this one. I produced everything on that track. So I produced the whole thing. Michael Millions did the mixing and mastering for it. But that's like that direction I talk about that I want to go. Like I think it's very, very big, very monumental. I like groundbreaking. Like I don't know. But I think that's where I want to go. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And this is my first time really producing something all the way through. But this is the vision that I have for myself is getting to this beyond just rap, beyond kind of the limits that I've put myself in and other people have boxed me into. Whether that shows or not, I feel the boxes that people kind of have set up for me, and my whole thing is getting out of those boxes and looking at those boxes and realizing like that's not shit. Like those boxes aren't real. They don't exist.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mission that I set out when I made that record. Was like I was in the studio, I've been playing guitar a little bit, and I was like, let me break all the rules and just make something really cool by breaking all the rules. And that's what I did. I think I accomplished that. I think that was the mission. That was like the experiment. I did it, and I think I made it. I did it.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. I can't wait to listen to it in the whip.
Yeah. No, that shit goes crazy. I can't wait to perform it, bro. I can't wait to perform it.
When do you think the first time you're going to be able to perform that song? Is there something into play with that?
Yeah, we got a show. I mean, at this point, I'm hoping that the show already happened by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a show planned, so I'm hoping I can do it there.
Yeah.
See how the people react. See how the kids react.
So that's the Kidz. That's the name of the people who follow you. That's
yeah.
their names.
I always say when people come to shows, I say if you're in the show, you're a kid. Because people come up to us and like, bro, y'all got that energy. Y'all make me feel like a kid again. And that's what I like to say is like if you're in the building, you're at a Kidz At Play show, we the kids.
Yeah.
If you support, if you have, and you can be 70 years old, but you got that spirit and you got that energy, you a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's age is you know what I mean. It's all mental.
Yeah. It is. It really is.
For sure.
Does the album? Do you have a name for the album?
I don't want to put that out. I don't put that out quite yet, bro. You trying to get all the info, bro.
Try to be
Not
first,
quite
bro.
yet. Not quite yet. Honestly, I have a few names floating around in my head, but I gotta pick something. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you see for yourself and the team the next 3 to 8 years?
Whoa. There's endless possibilities, I think. I know that we are going to expand. I know like that's just something that's already kind of in the works. It's like that's already happening. We're gonna expand. We're gonna grow our brand. But I think the more exciting thing than Kidz At Play is what the individuals in Kidz At Play will be at. And I think that's almost a question that I would love to ask every single one of them, because it's like we all, as we're in Kidz At Play and bringing all these different bringing all these different bases into Kids at Play from our individuality of what we do, I think we're creating our own brands.
Mhm.
I mean, look
Yeah,
at you.
yeah.
You had Jacob on here.
Yeah.
You know what he's about
Mhm.
with the fashion and different artist management and creative direction.
Yeah.
And then NHP, you'll have him on here soon.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
with his marketing mind, his business mind, along with his creative mind and what he's been able to do on TikTok and building his brand,
Mhm.
I think Earth Tone, I mean, bro,
Yeah.
it's like I think in 3 to 6 or whatever that number was,
Yeah.
it's like we're all gonna be able to be self-sustainable. We're all gonna have our own careers and really be maximizing what our individual brands are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
I think that's the future of us 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's powerful, bro. That
For
you
sure.
all can come together as a group, but also be able to be self-sufficient by yourself.
right,
That's incredible.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part of what makes Kids at Play Kids at Play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So typically we like to end the episode with the person leaving a gem for anybody to take.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
What is something that comes to mind that you think would be beneficial to the audience? Something inspiring.
This song and where my album is going is built on fear and what fear is. And I have something on my lock screen that really, I think Jacob might have come up here and talked about fear a little bit,
Yeah.
but I think that's kind of like a very big theme of what drug use is and what the album is going to be is fear, and not letting fear stopping you, realizing what fear is, and because that song is a fear about of ego. That's really what it's about, and how ego can be a drug. And that goes into the second half of the song with me saying that's gonna get you hurt, because a lot of the boasting and the bravado or whatever it is, a lot of the feeling yourself that I'm talking about in that first half of the song, that's gonna get you hurt, bro.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't manage that, if you don't figure out what that is, because that's the insecurity, that's a fear. If you don't figure that out, that's gonna get you hurt, like I say in the second half. So I think thinking about ego, thinking about yourself, looking yourself in the mirror and say, what do I fear? Why do I fear it? And how do I overcome that and not let it stop me from doing everything I've ever wanted to do? That's something that everyone needs to have that conversation with themselves.
Yeah.
Get a journal, write it down, look in the mirror, talk to yourself. It's not weird.
Yeah.
We need that as people.
Yeah.
I have it on my lock screen, bro. I have a box that I try to check every day. Every situation. Let me clear my lock screen. I got all types of notifications. Can I hold up to a camera?
Yeah.
Which camera?
That one.
This one?
Yeah. Just pull it back.
Oh, chill. All types of notifications, man. You good?
Yeah.
Is fear stopping you? Is it yes or no? Checkbox. I try to take no every day. Every time I gotta make a decision, every time I gotta push a boundary, I try to look at that and I try to check that no box. Don't ever let fear stop you. It's all possible. You can get there. Yeah. That's my gym, bro. I don't know.
Talk about a
That's my
gem
gym.
node.
That's my gym, bro. I don't know.
Well, I want to thank you for coming out.
For sure, bro.
Thank you for giving me this time. You know,
Hell yeah.
you could be anywhere else.
Right.
But you decided to be here right now.
That's where I'm supposed to be, bro. I know that.
And so for so many people to learn about you and your process and how you got here, it's an incredible journey so far, and it will continue to be an incredible journey. So many great things will happen to you in your life, your team, and I can't wait to see what you guys become.
Thank you.
Because like what you guys are doing now are just like completely groundbreaking for who you are and where you started. So my name is Antonio Knox. That's
My name is Smyth.
And this was the Gradient